Your brain makes 35,000 decisions a day. So why does when your kids ask, Mom, what's for dinner? It triggers a total emotional breakdown. If this is you, you are going to love today's video. Let's get on with it. So hey, I'm Joanne. I'm the founder of No Guilt Mom. And today we're talking all about decision fatigue. It is what happens especially to moms who have an increased mental load. You're trying to think of all the kids' appointments. You're thinking of grocery lists. You're thinking who needs new medication. You're even thinking about the dog. There are so many decisions that you make every single day that it's only natural that you experience decision fatigue. I'm going to give you 5 hidden signs you might be hitting decision fatigue. And I'm going to give you some ideas on what you can do about it. Since we're talking about decision fatigue today, balance members, you're on your balance milestone chart right here, the role boundaries, that most closely correlates with what we have today. For those of you who are like, what is Joanne holding up? I have no idea. This is for our balance members, is their milestone chart. Here in balance, we start out in phase 1 with this foundation, with knowing our challenges. And then we go to build healthy habits to really reduce our stress, how much we feel stressed so we can be less reactive with our kids. Then we move into communication, how we can communicate better with our kids, better with our partners, goal setting, these big, massive goals for us. And then finally up here, we do the boundaries. Today's video is going to help you recognize when maybe you need to set a bit of a role boundary. As we go through these signs, take a mental note if it applies to you. And then at the end, I'm going to ask you what your score is. So just keep it in mind as we go. We have 5 of them. The first one is anything's fine. Have you gone through this? It's when somebody asks you a question and you're like, whatever you decide, or anything is okay. This usually happens on questions of where do you want to eat? What do you want to do? It could get really, really aggravating in groups of friends when you're like, what do you want to do? Oh my gosh, no. What do you want to do? Oh no. What do you want to do? I mean, especially when you have groups of friends who are moms who are so tired of making their decisions every single day. I get into this rut too. I get it a lot when my family's trying to go out to eat. Obviously, my husband comes to me and he's like, he wants to make me happy. He wants to make sure that it's a place that I want to go to too. So what's the question? Where do you want to go eat? And I'm like, I don't know. What do you want to do? Because you want to be kind. And also as women, we're trained to put other people's feelings ahead of ourselves. So that makes the decision fatigue even harder because we might know what we want, but then when we try to like bring someone else in, we're trying to manage what they want and what we want. And it creates even more stress for us. So how do you fix this anything is fine syndrome? When you're saying this to everything, anything's fine, whatever, but really like you have very specific opinions and you get mad if they choose the wrong one. You know what I'm talking about? You do. You know what I'm talking about. The way to handle this is to delegate certain categories of items. So for instance, my husband, he is totally in charge of grocery shopping and he could buy anything he wants grocery shopping, like brand wise, I'm talking about. I'm the one who does the meal planning. So I like give him the list, which is made by AI. That's another one of my hacks. I meal plan through AI. So I give him the list, but like he doesn't have to get specific brands. He doesn't have to get specific prices. Honestly, my husband likes to buy all the generic stuff. Didn't you have anyone in your family like that as well? It comes back with all generic stuff. Like generic Tylenol, for instance, it tastes different than regular Tylenol. It tastes different. That's the anything goes syndrome. Do you have it? Does it apply to you? Keep a little mental note. As we were just talking about grocery shopping, the next one is shopping cart paralysis. This is where you go into a store and there's like 15 billion different varieties and brands on the store shelf, and you just stand there and you cannot decide which one to get. I went through this recently when I just wanted to get like a snack of nuts. I read that like nuts were good for gut health. Almonds in particular. And so I was looking through all of these varieties, and one of the snack packs had like almonds with goji, and another one had almonds with coconut. And there were just so many things. It took me 5 minutes to make a decision on a pack of nuts. That shows that I'm in a little bit of decision fatigue there. But I also think that grocery stores keep that in mind when shoppers are shopping, and they will put like the most premium product right there in front of your eyes. So people won't even do the decision fatigue, and they'll just go like, that one looks good right there. So how can you help this grocery store syndrome? Well, the way I do it is I buy the same thing all the time. I don't look at variety. I want it simple. I want to be out of there. I just grab it and go. When I go for nuts next time, I'm just going to grab the simple almonds. I do not need any of the other flavors because I want to reduce that decision fatigue and that load that I have. So does this shopping cart paralysis apply to you? Keep it in mind, give it a little check mark. The next sign is Netflix scrolling syndrome. You probably know exactly what this is, where you're sitting in front of the TV. It could be Netflix, it could be Amazon Prime, it could be whatever streaming service, Hulu, and you just cannot decide. You go through every show, you look at the trailer, it doesn't sound good to you, you go through the next one, and you can't do it. My husband has this thing where he comes home and he does the Netflix scrolling syndrome. And I jokingly say, I'm like, oh, you watching your favorite show again? Because he'll do this for like an hour and it is part of his decision fatigue. So how can you make this easier? Frankly, you don't have to. I mean, watching trailers on Netflix is a completely enjoyable activity, like just ask my husband. And so I don't think that this is something that you necessarily have to fix or that you may necessarily want to fix. You don't need to save time when you're engaging in entertainment. You could just do entertainment for entertainment's sake. So if you're happy doing your Netflix scrolling syndrome, totally cool. Keep doing it. And if you're not happy, something else you might want to do is just set a rule for yourself. Be like, I will watch 3 trailers and then pick one. The next one is outfit overwhelm. Oh my goodness, this used to hit me so hard. This is when you cannot make a clothing decision in your closet. Maybe like something doesn't fit right in your closet, or these 2 colors don't go together, or you have to go and change the shoes, or maybe you really want to have this bag or this belt, or like there's so many decisions when it comes to outfits. I find that it's helpful to have a uniform of sorts. Like my uniform is always like a t-shirt and jeans. That's what it is. I wear it every single day. I do not deviate. I even live here in Arizona and I wear jeans during the summer because anyone who lives in Arizona will tell you that most Arizonans are inside in air conditioning during the summer anyway. So it doesn't matter. And the air conditioning is so frigid. Now, I also like novelty. I like to have fun. I like adventure. So I use a clothing subscription service called Armoire. And with that, a stylist picks out like new pieces for me to try. They ship them to my house. I get to try them. I get to rent them. I get to send them back. But it's only 5 at a time. So it's really, really manageable for my decision fatigue. It keeps me happy while I stick to my pretty consistent wardrobe the rest of the time. So if you struggle with the outfit overwhelm, try picking a uniform for yourself, something that you wear consistently every day, not like the same clothes, but the same kind of jeans, same kind of shirt, and just switch them out through there. And that will eliminate the number of decisions that you have. The final sign is bedtime procrastination. This is when you go to bed, but then you end up scrolling through your phone for like an hour or 2 before you finally fall asleep, or maybe it's even more than that. Now, this usually happens if you've been taking care of somebody else all day, your kids, people at work, your partner, and then you finally get that me time and nobody can tell you what to do, not even you. And so you scroll on your phone and then you might feel kind of lousy afterward. This would be the only reason that you want to consider another activity if it doesn't really bring you any joy. If it does bring you joy though, keep it. I have a pretty set bedtime routine. I don't like to be on my phone late at night because I know it pushes back my sleep. Me personally, I'm a huge fan of sleep. I love sleep. I want nothing to get in the way of my sleep. So my bedtime routine is usually to go to bed and then I have a book right there by my bedside. I usually have it on a Kindle Paperwhite, so there's no like screen glare. Or I have like a hardcover book, but I'm reading right now the Fourth Wing series. I'm on the last one. It's taken a while. So that has been my bedtime routine for probably about the past 3 weeks or so, reading Onyx Storm before I go to bed. So if you have bedtime procrastination, try thinking of a routine that you can do consistently at night so that it requires 0 decision making. So if you recognize yourself in these signs, if even a few of them, you're probably suffering from a little bit of decision fatigue. Honestly, I don't know any mom who doesn't. So you're in really good company. Now, I know the pushback though, because a lot of these things, I asked you to delegate certain things. And you might be thinking, but Joanne, they don't do it right when I delegate them. They don't do it like I want to do. that's completely okay. This is where we're choosing between, do we want it done or do we want to drive ourselves crazy with decision fatigue? Because honestly, done is better than crazy, in my opinion. If you want some ideas on what to delegate, I made 52 ideas for you. And you can get them from me by going to my Instagram, No Guilt Mom, and DM me the word decisions. Then the little chat bot takes over and it'll give you that list and you can start delegating right away. Tell me below which of these really resonated with you. Which of these are you like, oh my gosh, yes, I totally do it. Maybe you're okay with it. Let me know. Let's encourage each other together in the comments. Let's commiserate with each other. Remember, the best mom is a happy mom. Take care of you. I'll see you later.